Give me 1 second, guys. The mute. How many Bitcoins is too many Bitcoins? My guys, it's your boy GRC. Crypto in the morning, every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern, covering the latest drops in the Pulse chain, Ethereum. As far as I can figure out, that's as far as I'll be covering. So I'm learning about Chia. I'm learning about some other stuff. I'm not ready to cover Chia at all. And Pulse chain drop. I will be at the Pulse chain golf tournament covering it live for KSB TV. That thing is getting popping, actually, like it's further than I thought it would be. So we're pumped about that, guys. We're talking about Mount Gox today. Me and Sam were not chilling and paying attention very hard when Mount Gox was occurring. We were more so just doing our thing. But there was something going on in the background that we were not paying attention to, potentially, that was huge. And a lot of people think that Mount Gox was the worst thing that ever happened to him, Sam. But let's think about it just a hair different for 1 second. All those people, and I'm just talking about Mount Gox itself, not like the whole way that worked. They're getting a lot of that. A lot of those coins would have been sold. And there's a lot of premium there that a lot of normal people probably wouldn't have got. And that premium, people are worried that'll get dumped on the market, right? Because everyone's getting the 75x premium on their initial investment. They didn't have it for so long. It's free capital. Dump it, right? But we're at the bottom. How will it work? Will they dump the bottom? They know enough about Bitcoin. They were in Mt. Gox. They're the smartest guys in crypto. They might know that they just got a freebie. They got lucky and they fucking should keep their shit. And most of them are still in crypto. They're probably wildly rich, most of them. So you got to think all the way through. Are these coins just going to get flood dumped on the market like by a retail? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe, so there's a lot to talk about here. Me and Sam have been talking a lot about the macro along with Bitcoin and how everything kind of relates. We're learning about the past so we can have a better insight on the future as we move forward, because there isn't that much history in crypto. You can learn it real quick, guys. You can learn it in a couple months. But as time goes, people won't know what Mt. Gox is in 20 years. They won't know that me and Sam or somebody talking about Mt. Gox probably knows a lot about crypto. So, guys, we're going to teach you about Mt. Gox, what it was. We'll show you the interface. We'll show you what happened to the platform. We're also going to show you clips from a Netflix documentary. And we're going to talk about the videos that we've been doing and Watt as well. Me and Sam will touch on Watt. Wait, my bad. Wait, and we'll get into it, guys. 1 minute, 9 seconds. DeFi proof, guys. Biceps in the chat. Share this out. I'm going to drop the link in 1 second. You better share this out. Smash the like right now, guys. I'm actually going to drop it here while I'm talking because that always works better. So, guys, if you could smash this like, me and Sam have been going absolutely nuclear. And that is an understatement, to be honest. Dropping a link. Biceps in the chat, guys. 1 minute and 9 seconds. DeFi proof.
You already know what time it is. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. 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 Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hacks and I'm making a stay. Got me some heads on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that just in case. Jim ready sent me to show you the way. DeFi proof, yeah. Crypto in the morning. 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 Crypto in the morning.
Whoops.
Yo, what's good, bro? How you doing? I'm excited to learn about Mount Gox or Mount Knox or whatever. Or what is it, Gox?
Gox, G-O-X.
Gox. The first Bitcoin I ever received was around 2013 or 2014. I'm actually finding the email from this in our pre-show before we came on here, and I had Bitcoin at that point, and the CEO of the company that I had the Bitcoin at stole 3,700 Bitcoin from the exchange. This was nearly 8 years ago at this point. That would be worth 20 grand today. That was $100. Excuse me, $100 back in the day when I got it. Not in Mount Cox, but it was in a completely different
Mount
exchange. Gox, Gox, right? Gox. It was in Mint Pale. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about Mount Gox and get into the backstory. And we have an update in relation to the wait free claim, right? That token where if you wait longer, you get additional wait tokens. We have an update on the UI yesterday. There was some issues, we'll say, nicely, but it was good. We learned a lot.
Premature.
It
was a little premature
on the launch. Yep.
That's pretty much my main consensus from the whole thing. Just a hair premature. Whatever their incentive for doing that was, I couldn't tell you. So maybe it was something that would better the community. Maybe it was something that wouldn't. Who cares? But they could have put in a little bit more, a couple more hours before they did. They admitted that to be true. They admitted that they're not really marketing experts, and that's totally fine.
Did you tell them to update their website with the buttons that look like buttons that are not really buttons?
Do a meeting. They should. I asked him if he wanted to do a meeting, and he said yes. I said, just come into the StreamYard before the stream. We'll look at your website. But if they actually need help, because they might actually need help. Some people don't know how to do website shit. I don't know the industry that in and out to like infer enough about like the work ethic of the people moving within it, because I just don't have enough nuance insight there. Like I know industries where you wouldn't think people were working hard, but they're doing a lot of the little things and you can't tell because it's the future projection. Like I do a lot of that. Like I very much like think about the future a lot when I do stuff, like little stuff, like decisions I make. And some people don't care as much. They're a little bit more like, where's the bag? Let's get it, hustling, bustling. And that's just where my game plan's different. It's like my game plan is like, okay, I'm young, I'm single, I can probably make some moves that other people can't in the future. So I want to make sure my reputation stays tight as a drum, right? And the other people be like, reputation, I'm chilling with 5 kids. Like, what are y'all talking about? I want to get this bag, right? Like, so again, guys, we're just being honest. You have to think these things through. And
you see there's a run up in BTC. We're almost at 22K for BTC price.
The Fed spike, little mini liquidity exit. Like
I think there's going to be a big sell off. Like this is just going to be a short term run up. Like, and then I think there's going to be that big sell off below. And we're going to get down to like some serious numbers, like some fun numbers where you'll be like, oh, I'm so thankful that I'm acquiring at these levels.
Oh, I love when people buy at these little mini pumps and they change the narrative in their head. They have so much to learn. You know, they have so long to go. You can't beat the macro. You can't. Once you learn this, like once you learn that Bitcoin cannot skyrocket right now, it can't. It cannot. It cannot. It can't possibly happen. It's a risk-on asset compared to others with way more financial capital in them. So period, end of story. Maybe if there's a little influx both ways, which kills the like volatility aspect of it, like a little bit more legacies coming into Bitcoin, but it doesn't matter because the volume, it's just like a shark in a fucking ocean. It's like, it's still a big thing, but it's just, you know what I mean?
Why don't you give some context on this? Like the Mount Gox was hacked, right? We all know about this.
And Mount Gox, for everyone who doesn't know, was a cryptocurrency exchange out of Tokyo, I think. You know what I mean? So that was that was the way to do it. Like that was the way to do it. That was the most popular way to do it. So just think about it as Coinbase, I guess. It's like the most popular way right now to do it. And if Sam bought remember what Richard has preached to us. So you don't know this, you don't think about this, but a lot of you guys have regurgitated this information in your head so often. Richard says, do not keep your money on centralized exchange. Keep it in your thing. To me, that's common knowledge because I learned it my first day in crypto by some big man with a hat on. He told me that right away, and I just got it. It made perfect sense to me. It was like, oh, centralized exchange? Oh, here's your keys. Figure out how to use that. I was like, let's go here. This is where the smart guys with money are. This is where the smart guys are headed. So thank you, Richard Hart, for teaching us about that. But a lot of us take that for granted. That information was not readily available then.
And what's going to happen with these coins?
Which ones?
So there was a bunch of Bitcoin that was sold or stolen, and now it's going to be coming potentially back on the market in the next several months.
A metric. They're sending a metric back. So guys, here's a couple metrics that we can take away from Mt. Gox to get everyone like. Let's scooch to 2014 real quick. Mt. Gox was a cryptocurrency exchange that operated between 2010 and 2014. Mt. Gox once accounted for 70%.
Do you want to share your screen? Sorry to interrupt. Do you want to share your screen so we can read along with you? Good morning, everybody in the chat. What's Scoochie?
Bitcoin.
Man, morning, Monica. What's up, Alan? Crypto Games Club. Here we go. We're going to read along here. So 2010 to 2014, Mt. Gox. And then you were finishing. Mt. Gox was
2010 to 2014. Mt. Gox accounted for over 70% of all Bitcoin transactions.
Wow.
Guys. Wow. In 2014, Mt. Gox was hacked and thousands of Bitcoins were stolen. The company filed for bankruptcy shortly thereafter. So there was an attack. In 2021, in late 2021, creditors in Tokyo District Court reached an agreement on the Mt. Gox rehabilitation plan, closing a 7.5-year legal battle. So, early history of Mt. Gox, guys. Jed McCaleb created the website that became the Mt. Gox Exchange. It was initially a way for enthusiasts of the card game Magic the Gathering to trade cards online. Very interesting. Didn't know that. The name Mt. Gox was created as an acronym for Magic, the Gathering Online Exchange. The site was transferred to Market Carpels in 2011 in exchange for 6 months worth of revenue. Carpels became the largest shareholder and CEO. Mt. Gox was considered the world's largest Bitcoin exchange at its peak. It handled 70 to 80% of the trading volume. Handling so many transactions gave Mt. Gox an outsized role in determining Bitcoin's market activity. For example, in 2013, it suspended trading for several days to cool down the market. Guys, we know all about that stuff, Sam, don't we?
Wow. That's
Still
crazy.
To this day.
Well, we had an example happen in 2021. Remember the bowling alley, right? AMD or whatever it is. We were colluding, right? Retail was colluding, meaning working together through Reddit to buy up. And they actually flipped a hedge fund on its ass. And then because the hedge fund was flipped on its ass, who was short AMD, they closed retail out. They're just like, hey, bitch, too fucking bad, small boy. Why don't you sit down? That was Robinhood. It was also Webull and Ameritrade and several other exchanges. They're just like, bitch, you don't have enough money. Just sit your ass down. And that's exactly what Mt. Gox did here. If you had to figure out another way to trade. Remember, they had 70 to 80% of all trading volume. So if you wanted to trade something, correct. Like there's no liquidity, right? Where are people going to go trade over at like Sushi Swap V1?
No, they're probably just trading like within each other's pools. If they had like, they probably had pools and stuff back then too, where they could sell to people that wanted cash just directly, because it was probably a small enough community too. But I mean, guys,
bro, think about how crazy that is, though. Like,
dude, hodl mode, bro. This is hodl mode. They're still hodl mode.
I was like this close in 2013, 2014, starting to learn about Bitcoin, and I was just like, not there ready mentally, and I stopped doing that. Imagine, but because that would have been, 8 years later of figuring out crypto at that point in the game, right? You're like, wow, fucking. It's interesting. So many opportunities are in front of us every single day. And we have this massive opportunity right now with where we're at. Okay, let's get back into here.
Okay, so
what happened to
Mt. Gox? Its prominence in the cryptocurrency scene made it a target for hackers, and Mt. Gox experienced security problems several times during the years it operated. In 2011, hackers used stolen credentials to transfer Bitcoin. That same year, deficiencies in the network protocol resulted in several thousand Bitcoins being lost. So, guys, we see the same things kind of happening today still. And that's why after Richard made this mistake, he never made it again. So this is when Richard learned about all this stuff, guys. So he was involved in this as well, I'm sure. And 70% of the trading volume, yes, he was very involved in this. And, to say the least, this is probably when he was degenning the hardest. And so he took this lesson to heart, literally. Like, and some people didn't. Mashinsky didn't. He didn't take a history course on Bitcoin because Richard was like, "You're stealing, watch." And they're like, "No, we're not." And he's like, "Watch." And there's this like, okay. So it's again, as you learn more, you realize it's a lot just to do with these things surviving when the bear market comes. In the months leading up to February 2014, customers expressed increasing frustration with problems withdrawing funds. And we're going to have a short clip from a documentary on Netflix showing that when that exactly happened, some of the experiences of those guys, including Roger Ver and such. Technical bugs prevented the company from having a firm grasp on transaction details, including uncertainty relating to whether Bitcoins had been transferred to customers' digital wallets. The issue was claimed to be the result of a bug in the Bitcoin software that allowed users to alter transaction IDs, sometimes referred to as transactions malleability. This claim has been disputed by the community, but the issue may be closed as an agreement, which in late 2021. So the exchange suffered a fatal blow. So let's see the numbers here. The company discovered that it had lost hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins. Reports the number of coins lost from 650,000 to 850,000. So that seems to be the best guess. While it may later be able to locate 200,000, the missing cryptocurrency profoundly destabilized the market.
Think about that. Think about this, right? So what was the size of the entire crypto space back when this happened? I don't know. But on the low end, 650,000 Bitcoin at a current price of $22,000 is $14.3 billion. Today, the market cap is less than $1 trillion. So back then, if it was 10x smaller, like this is a large portion, and there wasn't as much mined then. This 650,000 that they lost, this is on the low end of their estimates. This is a massive, massive quantity. This probably slowed down the adoption of crypto fucking gargantuan amount.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to RH or someone at the time that could really work me through that situation and what did happen after that. What were the direct technological advances that people were messing with after that? But then Ethereum came out, right?
What was it, 2015 or 2016, I think?
Yeah, so it's like 9 years at this point. So that would be, like around that time. I wasn't there in the beginning. I look at the chart a lot, but let me say hi to the chat real quick and chill for a second. We're going to switch to I'm going to give you guys the number of coins they're actually giving back. I don't want to look at that website for that number. I would rather look at a different website just because.
Cool. Yep. We'll sit in the chat and then pull that one up.
Let's check out those actual numbers because we might actually have people in the chat. I mean, it could be one or two, maybe zero, that have had difficulties with their Mt. Gox reclaim, however that works.
Or they might be actually getting the.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I want to see the process. I want to know what that looks like. And I know there's one guy that I was talking to. Damn, if I could remember his name right now, but I look at my DMs and he was kind of walking me through like he's getting his shit back and what that looked like. Guys, think about how long ago that was. What? Classic lawsuit though, right? But like that was the infancy of crypto. And just in one lawsuit, we're at like fucking what? Like one lawsuit later, Mt. Gox is not even like Bitcoin. Like fucking, we have Ethereum. We have chains everywhere, NFT selling for millions of dollars, like that cheap, like crazy changes, man, in short amounts of time.
The 2014 to now, damn, it's crazy.
$45 super sticker by CPDKK. How do I see the sticker?
Let's take a look to see if I can see.
Oh, if you go to the YouTube, I think it'll show you the sticker. Hold on one second.
It is absolutely crazy how much this has evolved in this space. If one of you guys knows somebody who is going to be claiming their Bitcoin from the Mt. Gox hack, stolen money, whatever it was, let us know. Hit us up. Yeah, because we would love to know what that experience is like.
Because me and Sam want to know more of that detail, because I know about me and Sam are a lot alike in the way that we think about some things. The more detail you know about the future, the less bullshit you have to learn about that you don't know about. You know what I mean? Like if you have someone that comes up here, Sam, and tells you intimately about that moment, I think it's fair to say you understand that moment now, as in your place in time now.
Much better. Yep.
Like I would be like, Sam gets it. Like I don't have to fucking double check him. Like there was an exchange. It was hacked. Not your keys, not your coins. Like Sam's, you know what I mean?
Makes
like
sense. It clicks, right? You're like you're able to click that together because there's multiple different ways to learn.
That could take years. That could take years to figure out. You know what I mean? But you can just figure it out with good guys. You need good guys around you that you can trust.
I met this girl at the gym, and she was taking a picture. I was like, "Oh, you want me to take a picture?" So I took a picture. And when I did that, I started talking about crypto, right? Because I don't fucking shut up about crypto. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I've got a Coinbase account and a Binance account." And she starts to pull out her phone to show me the accounts, and I was like, "Yeah," she has no idea. Like most people have no idea. She didn't have any idea that they're on the exchange, which means that they're not her tokens. They're not her tokens because they're sitting on the exchange. If something happens with the exchange, your coins are effed. They're just gone. Bye-bye. Right? There's no like FDIC special fucking privilege insurance. Right? This is the new world. And if you don't have control of your shit, you don't have shit. Period. It's gone. There's no coming back from that.
Because when you need it, that is when you won't have it. When you don't need it, that's when it's safe. When you need it, Sam, because why do I need to take out my long-term investments only if there's a problem? Or maybe I want some money. Like that's more like you scrape a little off the top. But if I want to take 30% of my position out, there's an issue. Like I need money. Like someone got hit. Someone's bleeding.
There's a saying around lending, right? Around debt or like setting up credit lines of credit or whatever the case is, where you just, and it goes exactly what you just said. Like you got to set that shit up in advance, because if you don't get your coins effectively off the base, the Coinbase type place, a centralized exchange, you lose that shit. So the same thing happens. You don't need lines of credit or availability to cash until you need them. And when you need them, it's too effing late. Right? The same exact thing with your centralized exchange. If you don't get your shit off of there and you're like, I'll do it when it's good, fine now, I get it. Like I got to learn that at some point, and you just don't do it. Then when you do need to do it, it's too effing late and you already lost your shit. Period. That's just how it works.
Yep. We don't trust Jack. When it comes to my coins, I don't trust nobody. You could pitch me on something and I'll give you a little something. I'll scrape a little something to your projects here and there, see what I like. You ain't getting my coins. You ain't getting my keys. No fucking way. I would rather have a freaking knife through my heart. I swear to God, I'd be so stressed out. And people have so much money on there and they have no idea. My family thinks I am the brokest sucker that ever walked this fucking earth. They do. My brother looked at me the other day. He's like, well, I know you're fucking broke, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I'm the only one that's investing probably. I've never taken anything out of crypto for the most part. I put stuff in USDC. But I've never taken it out because I understand the people that win this game are the guys that can deal with that FUD. Like I can deal with that.
But in 36 months, bro, you're going to be like,
it's not even that
wealth than all of them combined.
But the point is the emotional thing that most people can't get through. Like they couldn't handle their family and other people saying to you, like you are doing bad, like you're something wrong. I understand their perspective's different than mine. I just have to accept it. It's not, they are just humans, right? Like they're not anything other than that. I'm not a fucking genius, you know. But people along the way will belittle you to hurt you, whether that's your family. So you have to be very strong in your own skin, because when someone looks at you in the face and tells you everything you're doing is wrong and everything you stand for is incorrect, and you have to walk the other direction and still push 100% doing that thing you're doing, you have to have plums and you have to know what you're doing, right? And that's why me and Sam are very detail oriented. Like I would not be able to be here if I was not caring about these little details about these projects and everything. Like that's where that's what makes the difference.
Yes, dude, 100%. Because there's going to be those people that you love and you care about that are going to be pushing you in a completely different direction and saying that you are doing the wrong thing for your life. And you're like, bro, it's my fucking life.
And a lot of them has to do with their shit too. Everyone will be the first one to call me super insecure. Like they'll just be like, Scott's insecure. He cares about what everyone else thinks. And I'm like, and I'm just like, yeah, but it's just like the only reason I care about what people think is so I can be more better at everything that I'm doing. It's like I sit here by myself all day. Like I'm not in a fucking like what world do I think people are gonna be all I don't want to be famous. I don't even want to leave my room. I don't. Like I fucking don't. Like people don't understand. I'm not like Mr. Run Around, and I like having a girlfriend and like a couple good guy friends and just fucking working.
There's a couple comments that say Tangent has had money in Mount Gox, which is interesting because he's got a lot more experience than we do. So
I sent him the link, guys. I sent him the link already just a minute ago. I did. So if he's awake,
there's also if he's awake, he'll come on. And there's also a bunch of comments around the weight token, which we'll get into the weight token in a little bit. Like,
how about we just close with the weight token to keep everyone as a teaser?
Yeah.
We'll close with the weight token, our experience, and any updates that we have about all that. I actually did claim my coins. They're in my wallet, so we can talk about it.
Okay. So let's get back into this in terms of the Mount Gox here. You had more stuff that you were going to pull up, and we were going to go through here. What is next on the plate here?
I want to pull
on my plate, I've got some more raw liver to eat while we go through this.
All right, so I'm going to eat some mangoes. Well, we're going to give guys, I'm going to sit back. I got this little bag of mangoes here. I'm going to snack on these. I want to watch this I want everyone to settle into your seats real quick. Put yourself in 2013 and 3/4. 2013 and 3/4. You're a man. You've made some great decisions, and you just rode up a really nice run, $250 Bitcoin. You're doing great. Market's on fire. Trading volume's high. Everyone's having a good time, getting a little euphoric. Let's go to the guys that were there.
Just read some of these comments. Let's look in this video.
Computer just like kind of cheering on the price. It was great. I go to the gym to work out, and I couldn't stop looking at my phone, right, tracking what was happening. It was a wild ride. And so at the end of that month, November, I think the price was around 1,200 or something. I didn't really want to sell my Bitcoins yet, but I wanted to get them back off Mt. Gox after trading. I asked for the coins back, and it was a slow response.
It was actually my birthday. I remember it very clearly. I was in Paris in a hotel. I don't know why, but I was thinking I really should withdraw my Bitcoins from Mt. Gox. I went to my computer and started a withdrawal, and I checked an hour later and they hadn't come out.
They told me I needed to verify my account, which they never asked for before when just dealing in Bitcoin. To receive a bank wire, they'd want it. And that's when things started to go downhill.
Customers were getting angrier and angrier. Sometimes, even myself, I would be given transferred calls, from people who would just like shout and insult me on the phone. And that's when I started to look for, an exit or a way out, because I realized that things were going to get crazy. Yeah.
Up until early 2014, Mark had been able to say, I can't get dollars or yen through to you because of these limits that they're imposing on me. But once people couldn't take their Bitcoins out, that pointed to a much more fundamental problem, because if he had the Bitcoins, he could have sent them immediately.
And a couple of days later, I woke up and I already knew I had to go there. I think my mind had decided while I was asleep, you must go to Japan. There was a snowstorm that day in Tokyo. There was literally an igloo on the street of Mt. Gox. It was freezing. I went down there. The street was almost empty. I pulled out my sign and I felt monumentally stupid. And then Capellas suddenly starts walking up the street. The journalists start scrambling to get their video cameras out. And then I try and stop Capellas to talk to him. He has clearly no interest in talking to me. Okay, I came all the way from London. All the way from London to try and get my Bitcoins from you to find out what's happening.
No problem with Bitcoin. You can do anything right now.
He started launching into standard response. Oh, sorry, that is not possible. There are technical problems. But I, of course, as a techie, I knew that that a technical problem wouldn't stop them giving Bitcoins back. So do you still have the Bitcoin? Do you still have everyone's Bitcoin? He was pretty concerned about that question. Eventually, he pushed past, got into the building, and said, "Don't come inside." I don't expect their company's going to last much longer. I think it's about to collapse, and I expect that no one's going to get the money back, but we'll see.
Wow.
So I just want to comment, Sam, on that. That's reality. This is reality, guys. You got to think about. It's so hard to think in these terms because this man was hurting at this moment, and he wasn't. Maybe not his. Like maybe he wasn't a broke bitch or nothing, but like he was hurting for everyone. His whole entire intellectual integrity was going down the drain, and he was asking for his stuff back. And that's why we will never put you in that position on this show. And if we are, that's not a good thing. That means that Uncle GRC's got too much in his bag.
That means you should go somewhere else. In all honesty.
If I'm wearing Rolexes and shit, like it's time, guys. Like it's time to move on.
You'll be able to, because there's only you gotta. If depending on where you are in your journey, if you haven't already got there, like we're gonna be past.
I don't even want to be there yet. I don't even want to be there yet. I want to get like I haven't even. I'm a young I still want to work real hard. Like I would feel like shit if I made a fuck ton of money right now. Like I want to do it harder. Like I'd be like, oh God, because I'm very motivated by intellectual stuff. And it's nobody ever believes me when I say that. My family thinks that I'm so stupid for saying that, but I am. Like the only things that excite me are things that I like to learn about. And that's why I'm here. That's the only thing I can learn about because it's the only thing that excites me right now.
There's probably people with at least 1,000 Bitcoin, and I think that guy said it was around $200. I mean, 1,000 Bitcoin at $200 is 200 grand, right? Like, think about losing 200 grand.
But they 75x that value at the resale, so they're getting 75x the value for the Bitcoin that they're getting back. But I don't know how much of the Bitcoin they're getting. I don't know if each person that's getting their Bitcoin back is getting all of their Bitcoin back or how they're doing that. We're gonna have to look more into specifics, but we can pop this back on for like another minute or two, just check the vibe because it's just getting to that point where he's like, your company's going to fail. And that's exactly what occurs. And now, like right now, guys, I want you to understand why I'm doing this video. They're giving the coins back right now. We're doing a freaking 11-year time hop right now or whatever, 9 years or whatever it was to right now. And it's insane. Like it's
do you have well, let's watch a little bit more of this video, but then do you have info on like when they're getting dispersed to people? Because I think that we're going to see it.
Anyone that has intimate info or better sites than I do, I'm going to pull up all the generic info here. But if you have a better
Ash, if you want to
exact coins or transactions.
Ash, if you want to jump on for a couple of minutes and give all the details from somebody who has firsthand experience,
We'll see. We don't know. Maybe. I don't know who Ash is.
By that time, I just left Tokyo actually, and I relocated back to Hong Kong. This was in early February 2014. And I remember a friend of mine who was aware of what was going on with Mt. Gox called me directly and said, remove like any mention of Mt. Gox from your LinkedIn profile. And then I asked him like, okay, why? He said like, just don't ask any questions. Just do it.
Mt. Gox unexpectedly shut down today.
One of the world's biggest Bitcoin exchanges has filed for bankruptcy.
Faillite retentissante du système d'échange de Bitcoins.
La plataforma de la moneda virtual Bitcoin Mt. Gox se declara en quiebra.
The scale of it was just so absurd.
Mt. Gox.
Mt. Gox, hundreds of millions of pounds and prompting the sharp fall in the value of the currency.
I felt like I had been punched in the stomach and I couldn't believe.
That's Roger Veer, Bitcoin Cash guy.
What
the fuck? Like, what do you mean that there's like no Bitcoin? What do you mean we're missing this many Bitcoin?
How could you lose 800 1,000 Bitcoin.
Tu as un coffre principal dans une banque. Généralement, quand tu l'ouvres, tu t'attends à trouver une montagne d'or. Et puis là, tu as juste 3 grammes de sable dans un coin. C'est pas... Il y a un problème, quoi.
You can't lose all of them before you notice. That just seemed absolutely insane.
If he had said, like, oh, we lost a few $1 million, like, you lost a few $1 million? Are you kidding me? Now, tell someone that you just lost, like, $800 million. $1 billion. Like, at the peak, it was $1 billion. Isn't well over it now. And see...
First of all, those are rookie numbers. Mashinsky could lose $1 billion in a minute. No issues, guys. Inflation 101. 2014, losing $1 billion was a lot. Come on, guys. Losing $1 billion today that's 1/99th of the pie. That's interesting.
Yeah,
that used to be 70% of the Bitcoin trading volume. Well, 800,000 Bitcoin. I don't know how many Bitcoin were on that exchange, but whatever that percentage was, that's now 1%. I wonder what it would be then. So worst part was I sold hundreds of Bitcoin for fiat. Now I'm getting a lot of fiat and less Bitcoin part. Yeah. So you can explain, if you can explain to us like the rate that you're getting it back and like, so you're getting 25% back. So
and when it's coming?
When is it coming, Ash? When does, and how did that just automatically occur? Is that because that was your address listed? Is it the same address? Did they update the address? If you could give us any of that information, that would be absolutely wonderful. I'm going to show you just to give everyone a blast from the past here. We're going to drop that video. If anyone wants to watch the crypto heist, they certainly will demonetize my video. So anybody who wants to subscribe, when I do a video like that, guys, just know the episode goes down the tubes for monetization. But sometimes that's okay, you know. Sometimes I don't care because I need to learn this stuff too. And those are the guys that were there, and watching it with everyone's way more fun. If you want to watch me lose more money to airdrops and spend and to get demonetized more, please give me a donation here, and I will put it to good use to make sure the show is way, 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 way better in the future. Guys, thank you very much. No, but in all seriousness, they refunded me on my Ethereum fees yesterday for Watt, so there's that too. Yeah. We can.
But if you guys want to see a different video, like how to use a very, very cumbersome platform or a cumbersome in appearance platform like Curve, if you go through and donate to GRC or myself, link down below, we can set up the video, and that way, if we rugged or use those separate addresses, show you exactly how these protocols work, or like the free claim yesterday that just didn't work that we're going to get into in a bit. But we have another video here that we're going to pull up of the actual time when all this news was breaking, I believe. And you see the price chart of BTC, I think, just crashing. Is that what you have pulled up there?
Give me 1 second.
Okay, I'm going to read some of these where you find that. Ash, well, I got an email as a creditor letting them know that the payment is being handed out. I haven't replied yet because I like to wait just to get a feel of what's going on. When did this email come out, Ash? And there's going to be a lot of people who are going to get, I don't know if all 800 are coming out. Did they disclose, or did you said 25%? So this is maybe 200,000 Bitcoin that's going to get dumped on the market, or like hypothetically get dumped onto the market. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, I'm curious about the Bitcoin thing, because if the guys actually got Bitcoin back and they're still here and they're still in the fight, they might be rich as fuck.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who.
Dude, but I'm saying that's just the only thing I'm saying is that they're still here.
Yes.
If that's the only thing that's throwing me off, because like for all the people that left, they probably don't even know this is existing, that they're getting their money back or whatever. But like, so you know what I mean? Like the guys that are still in chats, the guys that are still watching, paying close attention, Tangent and all them, is Tangent really going to dump his Bitcoin? Probably not.
Tangent's not. Yeah,
Tangent's not. Tangent loves Bitcoin, but you know what I mean? Like we're not. Again, I like to take ourselves out of the. Let's see how it goes down, right? We're just going to be able to see all this shit live. So if
that's crazy, though, to think about the perspective of the time is so hard to grasp perspective when you put time as a layer on top of there, right? 2014. Oh, that was a long time ago. Yeah, it was so short. Like that was a long time ago. So much has changed between then. And if you were in crypto then, like Ashes, like Tangent was, and then you're still in crypto today, you're probably right. If you've been in crypto the entire time and continue investing, you probably have a lot of fucking money.
Because we've done so much, they've done such outsized returns that even if you made every mistake, you're still here. You're probably rich as fuck. Like it's like you could have bought 3 Bitcoin and been rich as fuck and sold it at the top. And you maybe to someone that's like, okay, I feel comfortable now. Like I'm glad I got 10 more Bitcoin. Like this is fantastic, right? Like if I had $300,000 in fiat and I got 10 Bitcoin, yes, I'd probably swap it, but I wouldn't cash it out. Like, and that's just me. I'm like a Mexican, very limited people deal in that world. So like, and that's something that I'm leveraging on too. Like, so it's really interesting to watch. I'm going to watch this actual different video I just pulled up. And this is Bitcoin just crashed from $600 to $102 in 2 minutes. So Bitcoin did a Celsius / Terra Luna / everything. And this is the blue chip asset that doesn't drop, guys. Just a few years back. Did you send me another super sticker?
Yes, it looks
Dude,
like
thank you so much for the super sticker, CPs. You're being so sweet. Thank you very much. You're the best. I love your Porsche, and I hope to meet you at one of these events coming up. I know quite a few personally who probably have Gox coins, but don't even have their machines, etc. anymore. Exactly. Those people got wrecked. Boom, boom, boom. Stay in the game, guys, when it's in financial assets, of course. Why would you ever get out of the game of financial assets? It's stupid. Even if it's real estate, like, yeah, getting out of a real estate position, you could probably think about it a little bit longer. It's harder to do anyway, but never get out of the most explosive assets in history, at least mentally. Like if you're in USDC, like just stay there in the game. I know a lot of smart people that have not pulled the trigger yet, guys. So there's some super huge gains coming, like ridiculous fucking gains that are disgusting to think about. Like the amount of rich dudes that I know that are just pistol whipping loaded for one.
I don't. When I think about crypto gains, I don't even think about a 10 or 20 or 40. I just think about X's. So is it going to be a 10, 100, or 1,000? Right? Like that's how I'm thinking about crypto gains. Ridiculous or not, but Torin had that interesting comment there right before we get into this video to give because there might actually not be a lot of selling, like you said, right? There's going to be some people if they're still paying attention and so on, they might just hold on to it. There's going to be a bunch of people who do sell.
It's fair to say those people know market cycles. Is that fair to say? They've seen market cycles and they know that we're at the bottom. They've seen them very intimately and they've seen that we're at the bottom of one. So why, unless they're hurting and like, I feel like I come back to that point that, these guys are the smartest dudes in crypto. Like the guys that were fucking around with Mt. Gox are the smartest. They are in a different class than the guys now because they were ahead of their time. Whether you were 50 or 19 or 14 playing with that shit, you were ahead of the curve and you probably had some insight on technology that the average person was too brainwashed to realize. So these guys are from an elite class of people. And that's all I'm saying. You said that thumbnail is sick.
Say hi to Tex.
What thumbnail? Oh, I can't wait for Sam's first 10K X gains. Oh my God, your thumbnail for that video is going to be that video is going to get millions of views. Like,
I took care of some of the stuff that I had to take care of that somebody like GRC, I've mentioned it a couple of times, but somebody stole a bunch of money from me. I was living on credit for a lot of last year. I finally got that shit taken care of. Oh yeah, awesome, right? So now I am DCAing into crypto and just happened to place a buy right towards the beginning of the month, and just nothing to do with me, but it's up 10% in just a short period of time, which is 10% in 7 or 8 days, which is incredible. But Hexkin Papa, dude, what's good, brother? I hope you're doing well with your family and stuff.
Papa, great to see you. Let's play this video, guys. Everyone smash the like if you're in here. Me and Sam have been getting a lot of good traction on here, so let's keep it going. I'm going to drop the link to the Twitter one more time. We got another 20 minutes or so here. You never know with me and Sam. Like I might pop on again today. It just depends how the day goes. I don't know what's going on today, but I'm excited to learn. There are a few airdrops, and there's a few things out there that I've heard. There's this thing called famous.com, like, which is a thing that the fiat guys are doing, which is going to be coming out here in a week or so. So if I can get any information on stuff like that, we might be going in. Guys, this is the moment where Bitcoin just crashed from $600 to $102 in 2 minutes amid Mount Gox news. So remember, we were just looking at that news while it was happening, those news stations. I'm bringing you guys back to the price chart here.
So it looks like there was a $600 price. I don't see anything moving. Oh, God. On the side over there. It looks like it's $600 at the time, which is higher than I was expecting. Okay, here we go. It's ticking along. We're at $6.99. Now we're at $5.88. I'm sorry, $5.99. Now we're at $5.85. Which is dropping very quickly here. $5.80. And it just ended.
Why do you say it dropped to 102?
Where are you seeing this price? I'm not seeing any price. All I'm seeing is something that's 5.
That video is misleading.
Yeah, the price on the right hand side, is that what we were looking at? I don't know what you guys were looking at, but
just
let us know.
We'll jump back to it. Anyway, guys, I got to figure out the exact price chart at the time, but we can wait to see GRC make his first million. That'll be coming here shortly, guys. Let's talk about the wait token for a minute, okay? The Mt. Gox guys are getting their tokens back. Any resources that anyone has on that, or like a Richard Hart tweet or something, his last one, pop that into the chat if you don't mind. That would be extremely helpful.
Mr. Dolo said that sounds like it was the right video. If you pull it back up and go into that video again and then go to, whoops, I think he accidentally just logged himself out for a second. He'll be back in a moment, and we'll have that video up here. I want to read through this comment here from Ash. Imagine getting up to buy something from Silk Road. Silk Road was kind of like the Craigslist for drugs and killing people, or anything you wanted to do. You could get it, and then you get a logo of Homeland Security come up. I shot myself. That's hilarious. Imagine doing that, going to Silk Road, and that happens, and then you get Homeland Security come up on your screen. That'd be some scary shit. You want to pull that video up?
No, the video is not. It's not a good video. I'm telling you. Okay. It doesn't. Even if you rewind it, it's just. But anyway, that's not the point. Is they went bankrupt. Everyone lost their fucking funds that didn't get it out, and they're paying some of it back. But I wanted to give the history lessons, not your keys, not your coin kind of history lesson for everyone, just to remember that this stuff has been going on for a long time. This is not a new game. This is not new technology. This is not what you think it is sometimes. Yeah, everything in this industry is fucking fogged by bullshit. Even in the Hex community, people don't tell you what they're actually doing. Trust, and that and there's a lot of things about Hex as you learn it more intimately. It's just it's not that it's not the best thing ever, and I still only buy it, but you learn more intimate details as you go on, that you separate yourself from the average user. But that doesn't matter, because where things go are where things go. And once you kind of learn, you make the narrative. It's less about what's actually going on. The best part about Hex is that it's immutable and that it works. It's and it's your keys, your coins. And I fucking love that. Thank God we have that. Thank God. I'm so happy that I have stakes in Hex and that I have money invested in, mental energy invested into that ecosystem. That is where I want most of my energy. And I do think Richard Hart is nailing it, killing it, destroying the game. I really, really, really do. And that's why I support that stuff so much.
So let's, can you want to give a little bit of a recap of so the wait token here is something that's coming out, and there is a free claim period all the way up until the day Pulse launches. So we don't know when that's going to be, but if you wait up until the day before Pulse launches to claim your wait tokens, then you get more tokens. Every single day you wait, you get more tokens. Every single hour you wait, you get additional tokens, right? So if you've sacrificed for one of these 8 projects, then I think they're coming up here. One of these 8 projects here, by the way, these are not buttons, just in case anybody had that thought. I had that same thought. They're not buttons. But if you did sacrifice for any one of these tokens, every day you wait, you get 1 additional token per hour for each one of these things that you sacrifice for. What is the token good for? It's not really good for anything at the moment other than selling. But they did allude to they might do something like to try to make this coin useful. And when you put it into context that when Hex was free claimed from Bitcoin users, only about 3% of Bitcoin users actually claimed their free Hex. So if that is any indication of who is going to free claim in this, there's 900 million tokens. And then whatever is not claimed, 50% goes to the guys behind this project, and then 50% goes to the people who did claim. Now, what are you going to do if you put yourself in their shoes? If you're going to get 400 million, just say that 100 million of the 900 million gets claimed, there's 800 million left over. The day Pulse launches, that 800 million split to 2, 400 million for the team over there, and 400 million that gets dispersed among the people who did claim. What are you going to do if you get 400 million tokens that you know everybody's just going to dump on their fucking heads, right? Because there's no utility to it other than just dumping it. So what are you going to do? You're going to try to come up with something else. At least I would, right? If you were thinking ahead, you're like, oh, cool, I can get 400 million tokens. Well, that doesn't mean anything if there's 18 zeros in front of the first digit. Like his point, then the 18 zeros, and then there's a 1. That thing's basically worthless, right? So they're probably going to add something else. This is my conjecture. They don't say this for sure, but just think like if you're behind this project and you're going to get a boatload of tokens, and you know that anybody with half a brain is just going to be like, well, it doesn't make any fucking sense to hold this shit. Might as well just sell it, right? Then you're probably going to try to figure out a way to add more utility to this token, right? Something like what they're doing with Maxi, right? Who is it? Gold Key and Dip Catcher, right? They're taking this new token team and in order to provide more value to Maxi, right, to remove some of the supply of Maxi, you can donate or basically mint a new team token, which has its own utility. So they might do something like that with this wait token here. Now, yesterday, live, you can go check out the video. You can see the live reaction. GRC went through to claim on this website, right? This only came out a couple days ago. So you go through here, you click eligibility to check your address, and it says you have insufficient funds. So you come over here to the demo site, right? You put in your Ethereum address down here, and then it will tell you whether you have put in your address here, then it will tell you up here. I don't have my address loaded, but it would tell you if anything did that. So GRC did this yesterday. And then after he went through and did this, they're like, he had $45 in his wallet. Then it was like, okay, $10 Ethereum fee. Nothing showed up. So he's like, okay, well, maybe there was something weird. Let me try it on this other computer. So he did this on this other computer. And then another $10. Nothing showed up, right? And then did it again, and we're live. So you did it. Did you do it twice when we were live or once when we were live? I don't remember.
Twice, 3 times. I did it once before. I was clicking. I was smashing the button.
Gosh.
But I waited 27 minutes after the first time I did it. So I was like, what?
So did you get your tokens is the
Yes,
question.
I did. Yes, I did. But I had to talk to the dev one-on-one, and he said there was an Oracle bug on Chainlink or something, and we DM'd back and forth, and once he fixed it, it popped right up.
And so he was able to get the bug fixed or do whatever it needed to do?
Yeah, so basically the bug was fixed, then it popped up in there, but it did eat all my gas fees, and then he just sent me some gas fees. So if you click that button more than once, you only need to click it once. Even if it doesn't work, just DM them. It's in there in the Ether scan. It's just not in there on the front end probably or whatever. I don't know the exact fucking shit, but that's how it occurred. It seems to be safe. The guy, Feeder, said it was safe to claim. A lot of the other guys said it was safe to claim. People are doing stuff on it. I did a Twitter space with the guy for an hour and a half. It's like the second or third thing down on my Twitter where he answers all questions. and that was from yesterday morning. And then we did the show afterwards, and then I claimed it. So we went through the whole process. But again, guys, there's really no liquidity. So I don't. It's like it's just future projection. It's hodl mode, really, because you can't sell, and that's just the truth of the matter. There is no liquidity, and
we pulled it up yesterday, I think in Uniswap, and there was $900 of liquidity. Like, think about that. You got to put that in perspective. So cryptocurrency, and you have $900. That's like peanuts, or that's like the shell to peanuts. It's absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. And you can't do anything with this token. It's not like you can stake it or do anything else like that. So you just get rid of it. Like, if you're going to claim it, right? Because to get your free bonus, right, if you do claim, you're going to get some type of bonus, period, right? So,
damn, is there really 25,000 in one of the pairs now?
Abracadabra, share the Uniswap pool, and we can pull that up.
I can do that.
Okay. Info at Uniswap, and then I can pull it up and share it or something. So I forgot where I was going with this, but 25K is up 25x in one day. So people are definitely
17,000 total liquidity. Very interesting now. So let's look. I mean, yeah, we got to remember we were like the first ones to do it. There's only like 200 people doing it, guys. So let's give it a relook. We'll share it here.
I just pulled it up.
I got it.
Oops. Do you want to pull this up? So walk us through what this is.
This is Dex Guru. This is where you type in things, and it gives you all the information, guys. So just whatever coins you type in, give it a second. Bleep, 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 bleep. I wonder why it was just where. Here we go. 17,000, guys. 17,399 in total liquidity. Let's let this site load for a second because it's fucking taking a second. Fucking annoying.
So is there two different spots where this is? Because I'm on Uniswap's actual site right now, and it says there's 15,000. So maybe that's not updated.
Well, there might be different. It might be providing liquidity in V2 and V3. I'll connect up real quick. Jesus.
And then see what's up. It is interesting. Did anybody claim theirs and sell it? Let me know in the thing.
Yeah, did anyone claim theirs and sell it? How much you get anything for it?
What is the so does it say where the other
0.011? So right now we're talking about 1 cent.
1 penny. Okay, does it say there's more than one pool?
So we have 15.7K in the V3 pool and 1.6K in the Uniswap V2 pool.
Cool.
And if you look over here, the liquidity pool action, you can see the people that are providing liquidity. And it seems like some guys are getting in. And maybe there are more, guys, they're not providing liquidity for this project. Again, it's free money. Do your own research. Do your own research at the end of the day. If something fucks up, it ain't on me. I haven't done this shit on any of my main accounts. I'm talking to all the guys that I know that are the smartest. I'm moving through it with as much caution as I can. And I'm using my spam accounts not my spam accounts, but my burner accounts with less money in them to show you guys what goes on. Cause I sacrificed from a few different accounts, luckily, just for whatever reason. And that makes it easier to show because my addresses won't sold mine for cult. Cool.
Nice.
What's good, Wales? How you doing, bro? Good morning, fam. Good morning, guys. Hex Logic, great to see you in here. We got 95 in here, guys. Everybody smash that like button if you don't mind. We're going to be here every single day covering all this shit, having a great time moving forward. What's going on in up here? So we just talked about Mt. Gox. We went through the video. We showed you what happened. We showed you the refund. We brought you back to 2014, and we gave you the insight on that so we can move forward. Everyone understanding, not your keys, not your coins, just one more time, as we see all the same things reiterate in real time, live with Celsius, Mashinsky, Do Kwon, Terra Luna. Who's next, baby? Who is next?
Question for you. So you you'd sent me the site earlier. I just pulled it up so it would be in my browser history, but I hadn't actually looked at it. This Dex Guru, and then you had pulled up so that you could get to see the actual exchanges that this was listed on. Where did you
So
go?
you have to connect your MetaMask to do that part. So
okay.
You kind of have to like, yeah. So it doesn't bring you into the back end until you connect your MetaMask up and it goes. GRC is the truth. I couldn't agree with that anymore. Thank you very much, Tyler. Good to see you in here, brother. Everybody in here, it's great to see you, obviously. Sam, is there anything you want to talk about before we go?
If you guys want to see more of a deep dive on what was covered in the white paper for the weight token, I just released the video yesterday. Put it down in the chat if you do want to check it out. Deep dive into all of the details in the white paper, way more like the little nuances of what's actually going on. You are welcome to check that out. Remember, this is a brand new token. So this is cutting, you know what I mean? The shit here. Nobody else is putting this stuff out. This token came out on the 5th. This is the 8th. This is 3 days later. This is brand new shit.
I think I was covering it and claiming it before there was 200 claimers. So we were there first, and the first 150 claimers, by the way, didn't have to pay gas fees for some reason because they made it that way, which is weird. But not weird. I don't just know that. I saw that. Someone said that.
And if you guys want to jump over to Twitter, there's links down below. We're active on Twitter. Very, very active on Twitter. Got a lot of stuff planned. We're going to have more content out later this week. I'm excited to see how the rest of this bear market goes. I would love a massive sell-off personally. I would love like a gigantic, dip 50% and everything, so that people get scared. Because what Ash was saying right earlier, who was in Mt. Gox, if there's a massive sell-off at this moment, this is going to scare people off for years. People off for years. That doesn't mean adoption is necessarily going to slow. It's just there's certain people are going to get scared. Those people are going to leave.
5% make it. It's like 5% make it. Those guys are resourceful. They're smart. They can take licks, and then they learn. And I keep learning that more and more as I talk to more guys. It's like most people don't make it because they don't have the mindset to make it because it's contrarian to what you were led to believe most of your life. So you kind of have to break out of that, which for me wasn't very difficult because I ain't never been all up on that up and up. GRC paid all their gas fees. Yeah, I did. Sam, how's your CZ doing?
What is CZ?
He's the guy who owns Binance.
Oh, I like it. I like the guy.
Sam likes CZ from Binance.
Yes.
You heard it here first.
I'm bullish on Binance and CZ. When you put it into a broader perspective, Binance is like, we talked about this. Binance is hiring 2,000 people. Coinbase
they have mega scalability situation going on over there, and that's good. That's what we need. I mean, no conjecture. Obviously, all the rug pulls, all the scams. I've never even been on the Binance Smart Chain, but I know people that made a fuck ton of money on cake. Just ridiculous amounts of money on cake. And as I learn more about the specifics of providing liquidity, I'm sure I'll make my ways over there. But I don't know it. All I know is like Binance is just more like the Wild West. And there's a lot more people over there that don't know what they're doing. So, yes, those two things in turn equal bad in general. But we can wrap things up, guys. It's 12:10. Been a great episode. Learned about Mt. Gox. BNB sucks bad. Yeah, guys, we know what's up. CZ is in Sam's back pocket, and you know it. Guys, every single day, 11 a.m. Eastern. Great to see everybody. We will be back tomorrow. DeFi proof 2 minutes and 1 second, guys. Hex to the moon.
Young folks, you tripping on them motherfucker. Bought my hex from the fucking start. .1 every day we mark. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday.
hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the hex, he is mooning. Looking at wives they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pro chains out, now get me a check. He's gas up and it got me a mess. Remember the times he died collect. Hex I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Buy my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Buy my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart.